Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Ram. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is a Tuesday. It is 11th of February. It is Magha Masa or Madhava Masa, Sukla Paksham, Chaturdasi Tithi. So there are no Vaishnavas today in the calendar. So we shall quickly move into our daily Srimad.
Krishna Ram Krishna Krishna Ram
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami describing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So far, he has explained about his Virata form and also the Brahma Jyoti. So one side Virata form, which is made up of the materialistic elements. So this is the Etad Bhagavato Rupam Stolam Te Vyavrutam Maya Mahyadibhisha Avaranaihi Astabhihi Bahiravrutam. And then he has described about the Brahma Jyoti. Atah param sukshmatamam avyaktam nirvisheshanam anadimadhyanidanam nityam vak manasaha param. So described about the Brahma Jyoti. So these two conceptions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are not accepted by the devotees of the Lord. Amuni Bhagavad-dhrupe mayatehi anuvarnite ubhe api na gruhnante maya sruste vipashchitaha. So in the angle of this materialistic vision, either it is the materialistic form or the Brahma Jyoti, which does not have any kind of variegatedness. This is avyaktam nirvisheshanam. So in these two angles, devotees do not accept the supreme form, supreme personality of Godhead in those forms. Amuni Bhagavad-dhrupe mayatehi anuvarnite. O Parikshit, whatever I have explained to you, ubhi api na gruhnanti. These both conceptions are not accepted by Maya Sruste Vipashitaha. Vipashitaha, the learned devotees of the Lord, the very intelligent devotees of the Lord. Maya Sruste, these are in the angle of the materialistic vision. So they do not accept. Ubhe api na gruhnanti, they do not accept. So after saying that, now Sukadeva Goswami is describing about the transcendental form of the Lord. So the Lord, he is he has got a name, form, and the qualities are all transcendental. Though he is beyond this universe, he come to here, even though he does not have to work, but he appears to be working. And even though he does not have different materialistic qualities, but he appears like a ordinary person, and then he performs activities, the transcendental activities. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is describing. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 10, verse number 36. Savacha Bhagavan Brahma Rupa Druk Nama Rupa Kriya Dhatte Sakarma Akarmakaha Paraha. Savachya Vachakataya. Savachya, he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vachya, by his forms and activities, Vachakataya, by his transcendental qualities and entourage, Bhagavan Brahma Rupa Druk, the personality of Godhead Bhagavan, Brahma Rupa Druk, he is the absolute Brahma Rupa Druk by accepting visible forms. like a Rama, Krishna, and Nrsimha, which we can see with our materialistic eyes, visible forms. Rupadruk, Bhagavan Brahma Rupadruk. Nama Rupa Kriya Dhatte. Nama Rupa Kriya Dhatte. Name, form, Kriya, past tense, Dhatte. He accepts those activities and he lives on the planet for 125 years in the form of Krishna. And then he performs all the transcendental activities. And 11,000 years like Rama, he performs so many different activities. And Narsimhadev, just killing off Hiranyakashipu, like that, he performs so many other activities. So, Nama Rupa Kriyadatte, he accepts the name, form, and different pastimes. Sakarma Akarmakaha, and he engaged in work, Akarmakaha, and without being affected. Paraha, in transcendence. He is always situated in the transcendence, but he appears that he is engaged in the work. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is describing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how the devotees are going to accept him. Savachya Vachakataya Bhagavan Brahma Rupa Druk Nama Rupa Kriyadhatte Sakarma Akarmakaha Paraha. The translation for this verse. He, the personality of Godhead, manifests himself in a transcendental form, being the subject of his transcendental name, quality, pastimes, entourage, and transcendental variegatedness. Although he is unaffected by all such activities, he appears to be so engaged. And purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Rashlila Srimati Mataji to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji. Whenever there is a need of material creation, the transcendental personality of Godhead accepts forms in the material world for creation, maintenance, and destruction. One should be intelligent enough to know his activities in truth and not be biased to conclude that he descends to the material world by accepting a form created by material nature. Any form accepted from the material nature has its affection for everything done in the material world. A conditioned soul who accepts a material form for undergoing a certain term of material activities is subjected to the laws of matter. But here in this verse, it is clearly stated that although the forms and activities of the Lord appear to be the same as those of the conditioned soul, they are supernatural and impossible for the conditioned soul. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Is always He, the supreme personality of Godhead, is always unaffected by such activities. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.14, the Lord says, "Now नामां कर्माणि लिम्पति नामे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति मां यो अभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते." The Lord is never affected by the activities which he apparently performs by his different incarnations and personalities, nor does he have any desire to achieve success by fruitive activities. The Lord is full by his different potencies of wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, and thus he has no reason for physical exertion like the conditioned soul. Therefore, an intelligent person who can distinguish between the transcendental activities of the Lord and the activities of the conditioned souls is also not bound by the reactions of the activities. The Lord, as Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, conducts the three modes of material nature. From Vishnu is born Brahma, and from Brahma is born Shiva. Sometimes Brahma is separated part of Vishnu, and sometimes Brahma is Vishnu himself. Thus, Brahma creates the different species of life all over the universe, which means that the Lord creates the whole manifestation either by himself or through the agency of his authorized deputies. Hare Krishna. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, Srila Prabhupada is describing the Lord accepts the forms in the material world for So for creation, maintenance, and destruction, for the maintenance of the universal affairs. And one should be intelligent enough to know his activities in truth and not be biased to conclude that he descends to the material world by accepting a form created by the material nature. So here, when Krishna describes Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmamaya. Sambhavami atmamaya. So he appears like a Rama and Simha, and he comes as he is, like Krishna. This is what we have seen in the past times. But in the beginning of the creation, so he expands himself as a Karnodaka Sai Vishnu and then Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and then Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. Vishnostu Trini Rupani Purushakya Anyato Viduhu. That there are three Vishnu forms. And then out of this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu's navel, Brahma emanates. And here further, any form accepted from the material nature has its affection for everything done in the material world. It is subjected to the any form accepted from the material nature. This is, there is a beginning and there is a end and there is a gradual deterioration of the material form. A conditioned soul who accepts a material form for undergoing a certain term of material activity is subject to the laws of matter. This is what we have seen. It is happening to all our bodies. It is growing and going through different kinds of diseases and getting affected. So cold and weather, cold, hot, and different ways in the Adhaivik, Adibhautik, Adhyatmik, and problems comes from the family members, problems from the nature, and problems from the divine, like big calamity, something like that. So many kinds of these are all subjected to the laws of matter. But here in this verse, it is clearly stated that although the forms and activities of the Lord appear to be the same as those of the conditioned soul, they are supernatural and impossible for the conditioned soul. So whenever Krishna comes, he kills Putana when he was 10 days old, who is lying on the lap of Mother Yashoda. He is able to kill Putana and so many other demons, and he is able to expand himself in so many Vishnu forms in order to bewilder Brahma. And then he was able to expand himself into 7 forms, like to capture the 7 bulls when he was about to marry the Bhadra or Satya. And he expands into 16,108 forms of Krishna to live with his wives in the same palaces at the same time. And he can cross this material world and crossing the 7 layers of coverings of this universe and go back to the Karnodak Sai Vishnu to bring the children of Brahmana. And he is able to go to Yamadharmaraja's abode to bring the son of his guru Sandipani Muni. So likewise, he has and also he can bring the dead children of Devaki Devi, the elder brothers of Krishna, who are the first 6 sons of Devaki. So he was able to bring them. So likewise, Krishna performs all wonderful activities. They're all supernatural and impossible for the conditioned soul. So again, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always unaffected by such activities. In the Bhagavad Gita, Namam karmani limpanti name karma pare spruha. There is no work prescribed for me in this material world, O Arjuna. Name karma pale spruha, nor I desire for any results of my work. Name karma pale spruha. Iti mam yo abhijanate. Whoever understands this, whoever iti mam yo abhijanate about myself and my activities, then karma bihi nasabadhyate, and he is not entangled within this karma bihi, materialistic activities. Na sabadhyate, he is not entangled here. So likewise, even we as a spirit soul, we are not related to these materialistic activities, but we need to be situated in that knowledge. Then we are also not entangled. And we need to understand Krishna's pastimes and understand that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamayavamsha jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanaha. But because we are separated from Krishna, though we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we are entangled by these materialistic activities. As long as we are keep connecting with Krishna, with their complete knowledge and with the association of devotees and hearing about different pastimes of Krishna, then we are karma bihi na sabadhyate. We are not entangled by these materialistic activities. Yajnanagnidagdhakarmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha. See, he is always kama sankalpa vajjitaha, without any desires for sense gratification. So he will burn all, even though he is engaged in the work, then he is free from all kinds of such work. So likewise, Krishna says, so the Lord is never affected by the activities which he apparently performs by his transcendental incarnations and personalities, nor does he have any desire to achieve success by fruitive activity. He is always Atma Rama. Atma Ramam Purnakamam Nijalabheda Nityada. If we also associate with Krishna and do something for Krishna, then it is only for our benefit. Nijalabhena Nityada, it is for our personal benefit. That's why devotional service is very important. Render a little bit of service to Krishna to please him. It will come in so many ways to benefit us. Of course, we do not expect any benefits, but it is only to please Krishna. The Lord is full by his different potencies of wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, and thus he has no reason for physical exertion like the conditioned soul. So he comes like a Sambhavami Atmamaya. Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. So in his and for what purpose? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanit bhavati bharata abhyadhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham sujami aham. I descend by myself, not by the material nature. But if it is a conditioned soul, what happens? Karmana dhevanetrena jantuh dehu upapattaye. That way, he is always under the supervision of the materialistic nature. But whereas Krishna comes, he is Sujamyaham, I descend by myself. That is the free will of the Lord. For paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkrutam dharma samsthapanadhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, and whoever understands that the Lord descends himself for that purpose to protect his devotees, then janma karma cha me devyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyakpadeham punajjanma naiti mam veti sojjuna. And who understands my divine transcendental activities and they do not take birth again. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naitimam eti swarjuna. And who that is tattvataha, understanding Krishna's pastimes tattvataha. So likewise, Krishna describes to Arjuna, and here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, stressing the same point to the Parikshit Maharaj. So therefore, intelligent person, this is Vipashchitaha, who can distinguish between the transcendental activities of the Lord and the activities of the conditioned souls, is also not bound by the reactions of activities. So this is Etadishanimishasya prakristopi tadgunaihi najjite sada atmastaihi yada buddhihi tadashraya. And the Lord is not entangled within this materialistic world or activities. And similarly, conditioned souls is also not bound by the reactions of the activities. But that is intelligent person. Yata buddhihi tadashraya, who understands Krishna, who renders devotional service to Krishna, who is always with Krishna. He is also not bound by the reactions of activities, just like the Lord. The Lord as Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva conducts the three modes of material nature. From Vishnu is born the Brahma. This is the Garbhodakasai Vishnu. From Garbhodakasai Vishnu, Brahma is born from the navel of Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and from Brahma, Lord Shiva is born. So whenever Brahma gets angry about the poor Kumaras when they are not accepting to expand the progeny, then when Brahma got angry from his eyebrows during that time, the Lord Shiva comes like a Rudra, and then he was shouting very huge with lots of noise. That's why he was called Rudra. And then, of course, later on, Brahma has given the places where to live, 11 places, and then 11 wives to him, Rudra. And then he asked him to go and expand the progeny. But the children of Rudra, what happens? They are all disturbing all the world. And then Brahma says to Shiva, saying that enough is enough. Now you go and do meditate. And then Rudra, he stopped expanding the progeny. So these are ghostly hobgoblins and pisachas, rakshas, so many of those such kind of children through his of 11 wives. That one comes in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so that is Shiva is born from the Brahma. So in our universe. Okay, sometimes Brahma is a separated part of Vishnu. And sometimes Brahma is Vishnu himself. Again, whenever there is no qualified person to carry out the creation, then Lord he himself expands as Brahma. So that is Brahma is Vishnu himself. Thus Brahma creates a different species of life all over the universe, which means that the Lord creates the whole manifestation either by himself or through the agency of his authorized deputies. This is the Lord creates the Sarga, Atra Sargo Visargasha. The Lord creates the Mahatattva, which is agitated by three material modes of nature, and then everything will come into the existence. Um, Adatya Viryam Sasota Mahatattvam Hiranmayam. So he injects his potency into this Mahatattva, and then everything coming to the picture. Like the goodness, from the mode of goodness, mind generates, from the mode of passion, intelligence comes. So likewise, many other living, all the 24 elements, like the sound and the senses and the sky and the presiding deity for that sound. So they all get manifested. And then finally, the 25th element is the time. Kalam meka yato bhayam. So likewise, and then because when the time starts, then the clock is ticking, and then it is the starting of the universe, and then at the end it has got a end time as well. That is the Brahma's 100 years, and then it will be destroyed later on. Okay, so this is in such a way, either Lord he creates or through his agency like Brahma, he creates this universe and maintains through personally. Sujamitam Niyuktoham Haro Harati Tadvashaha Vishwam Purusha Rupena Paripati Trishakti Dhruk. He maintains through in his form Vishnu as a Kshirodakasai Vishnu. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is describing here. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So here is Sukadeva Goswami saying, Savachya Vachakataya Bhagavan Brahma Rupa Druk Nama Rupa Kriya Datte Sakarma Akarmakaha Paraha. So even though the Lord uh, he is transcendental, he accepts this name, form, and qualities, and then he acts like a ordinary person, but they're all supernatural. But here, whenever we understand all these things, a devotee, that is Vipashitaha, he will experience that pleasure in the later period of his life, in the future. At the moment he is gaining the knowledge. So when Krishna says, Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitramiha vidyate, this is the transcendental knowledge. There is no better knowledge than this. Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitramiha vidyate, pavitram, very pure and transcendental. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha. This is the devotees that achieve. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha kalena atmani vindate. In due course of time, the devotees they experience so much of happiness. Kalena atmani vindate. They are situating in this knowledge, the devotional service and all about the soul and the transcendental activities of the soul and Krishna. So whatever the activities, sinful activities he has performed in the past, but when he is situated in this knowledge, then he will be easily crossing and then he will experience so much of joy in himself. Kalena Atmani Vindati. Okay, so that is again Krishna says to Arjuna that statement. in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4 and verse number 38. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So here devotees only accepts Krishna's transcendental form, and he performs transcendental activities. But they do not accept the materialistic form or Brahma Jyoti as the ultimate. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Damodara, July 1st, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request Jafna Kanya Mataji to read this letter, please? Jafna Kanya Mataji, are you available? Okay, if Mataji is not available, can I request Hangma
Yes, Prabhu, I am available. It just was locked out. I couldn't get in my computer. Hare Krishna. My dear Damodar, please accept my blessings. I hope everything is going on well in your center. I am very glad to know that your sales of our literature and books are very good and improving more. It is natural that such distribution of literatures should increase as the people hear more about Krishna consciousness movement. So distribution of our books and literature is our major propaganda program. Is this a repeat, Prabhu, like the last couple of ones?
I think so, Mataji. It's kind
Yeah,
of that.
it is a repeat. But Gaga Muni informs me that the payment for BTG and book sales are not being sent, so the best thing will be to keep a daily count of your stock and how many magazines and books sold. Then, regularly on Sunday of each week, the sales proceeds may be totaled for issuing a check to the amount owed to my book fund and to the BTG account. Then on each Monday, the check may be sent to Los Angeles. So you do this regularly and it will be very nice. Please see that the prescribed routine of temple activities is followed according to schedule, and all the members are chanting rounds daily 16. Please offer my blessings to all the Prabhus there. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.
Mataji.
Yes, it's this similar letter. He's just acknowledging that and asking, always inquiring how people are and how they're doing, and thinking of their welfare constantly. And he's also saying about how the sales of the magazines is our business, and we should try and improve in that way. And not only magazines, the literature, any kind of literature and books in Krishna consciousness is our main distribution. Sankirtan is our main business, really. And I think at one time he did say that all the other things that we are engaged in is not as important as this. At one point, I think he said that. So this is topmost priority. And he's actually telling them how they should act, go ahead and organize their income, keep a good stock of what they've got, and do the books very easily by organizing themselves, what day they should count up and what things they should be doing to keep it in a very strategic and organized way, and then nothing will be going wrong then, and they wouldn't have to panic and get themselves in a state about the proceeds. He's saying about how the monks should be for the book fund, and then some go in the account and so on. So he's really helping them to organize themselves. And he said about the prescribed routine of the temple, like this. So just keep on doing the schedule regularly and not go out of the the plan, so it will keep nice and sweet. And the key thing here is to don't forget to chant regularly, 16 rounds every day. And he sends his blessing to everybody. That is so nice. The usual. Yeah. So our main duty is to keep up the propaganda of our mission, to spread the word about what Krishna consciousness is about. And the only way is to distribute the books in the hands of the people, so they know about it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly describing and explaining this letter. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, that is chant 16 rounds daily. Follow the 4 regulative principles and keep the temple activities or the home activities. If our home is our temple, just worshipping of the temple, worshipping deities in the home, offering flowers, fruits, water, and tulsi leaves, and worship nicely. That needs to be go on routinely. Okay, that will be very nice. That Prabhupada is saying. Okay, so that is from Prabhupada's letter and from the announcements point of view. So today evening we have got preaching practice session with Jahana Kanya Mataji at 8 p.m. Okay, so that is our upcoming event. And with regards to the fundraise, we have completed all our fundraisers contributions from the devotees. Now we shall stop that one. I'm going to send a communication and we'll send how much we have raised and where we are spending that amount for Kumbh Mela and for Narasimha Chaturdasi, Mayapur and Bhaktivedanta Manar and Goshala. And later on in the chunks of 108 pounds to Veda base, and then if anything remains, then we'll ask the devotees for any further um, for whatever the services we devotees wanted to spend. Okay, so that's all updates from me. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. And also praying for all the devotees who are not in the uh, who are affected by the materialistic nature, and hope Pranshi is getting better. Hare Krishna Sanchita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
How is Pranshi Mataji?
Yeah, Pransh is recovered Prabhu. He went to school after a long time yesterday, so kind of okay. But again, we always have scare this cold weather, especially this like icy cold. It was yesterday when we went out, the hands get chilly, like very red. So I still have pee and everything outside. So scared, scared for his health, but hope he sustains this. Cannot help the nature. So yeah.
Hope. As he's
Prabhu,
going.
did you? Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Go on, Mataji.
No, I was asking about Radha Sevika Mataji. Did you manage to contact her?
Yes, Mataji. So last night Mataji was going through this and pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu.
Oh, okay. She had come. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, good.
And also last night, this is teachings of instead of teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So there is a mantra of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Nityanand Prabhu, 108 names, that shloka recitations, and then some pastimes from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 5. We are going through that readings and hearing that pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu.
Oh, that's very nice. Was there a recording?
Yes, Mataji, it is.
Okay, good. That's very nice because I was thinking, like, earlier we used to do special appearance day where we used to do, glorify that personality. So good that instead of Lord Chaitanya, you focused mainly on Lord Nityananda, which was very nice. Thank you.
Yes, it was very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for updating on Pranshis. We are happy, so as Pransh is going to school, so hope the environment make him be normal again.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. It's a miracle, like we see sometimes when medicines take a time to work and then we ask devotees to pray and then we pray and Lord's mercy, miracles happen. So his recovery was like going very down and then suddenly it started recovering. So we could see Lord's hand, actually Dr. Narasimhadev's hand and prayers of devotees. So that really does so much miracles, see so many times happening. So the faith makes us more powerful, feeling that not only medicines, they work.
Yes,
Yeah.
complete faith. Yeah, that's right, Mataji. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, and many other devotees. Like if we touch the devotees, everyone is affected by different dimensions. Some are family relations are not good. Some are health is not good. Mruda Sachi Mataji health is not good, and Prabhavati Mataji is not well. Somewhere or other, everyone are affected by materialistic nature, but we have to keep our the focused mind on only Krishna and then keep going on and praying for all the devotees.
Yes, definitely. That's very important. Like that's how congregation helps. We can pray together, and the power of chanting, it heals when we keep them in our thoughts. So, yeah, sorry to hear about Midasachi Mataji and Bhagavati Mataji. I spoke to her last week, so I'm not sure any recent updates, but I will get in touch. Yeah, and pray for her as well.
Yes. Some devotees they share, some devotees they do not share. So, but irrespective of it, we pray for everyone.
Yeah, and Ratan Prabhu, he has not been well for so long. It's like very tough time for them. His
We
his
have,
is more complicated. Yeah, his health issues very.
we have not seen Prabhuji and Mataji here in our Sangha for a long time as well.
Yeah, so because Prabhu is not keeping very well and he cannot go to work, so Mataji has got this, if I could say, burden of the whole family. I mean, looking after earning the livelihood, if you can say. So she has got the complete responsibility of that. So she has to do long hours and odd hours, and they do not have a car also. So by public transport, it takes long to travel long distance. Her its job is like contract nature, so sometimes in a different place or town. So that's how she's not able to come and commit for uh, our sangha things and mostly focus. Of course, they have Jagannath deities in the house, so they do their 3 times offering and all. But other commitments for the sangha and all, they're not able to do. And Prabhu's health is like quite like, maybe I don't know whether it's winter, because of winter or not, or when you have nervous, uh, you know anything related to nerve. So in winter it's more harsh. So Prabhu, like his speaking, when he tries to speak, his jaw gets stuck or something, like you have noticed that when he speaks and then he stops, so his jaw gets stuck and he cannot speak. Extreme pain on the left side from ear till the brain. So It's a very critical operation they had suggested they have to do, but there are so many risks, life risk and all. So, we think so many times whether to go ahead or not. So medicines are not working, and so that's brings suffering and trouble for the family and everything. So it's more, as I mentioned, it's more complicated. So one of the operations made his walking better when he had a couple of years back, 1.5 years back, but now he's got this one. So this one is not sorted. I mean, he's the one person we loved hearing to after you. He has got so much knowledge and all, but because he's not able to speak, that's why maybe they did not come and share something. We love listening to his reflection and everything, Prabhu's, but of course, if speaking stops, then maybe chanting he is able to do slowly, but if he's not cannot speak, that's why he does not join. So we're aware of that, but we can only pray. I mean, feel so helpless, we cannot do much. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji, for updating about Ram Lala Prabhuji and Sita Sundari Mataji. Okay, so the time does not wait for anyone. So just time passing by, people change bodies and face through so many problems. But when we are young, we do not feel that way. We think that we are very strong. But in due course of time, that time sunset and sunrise, they will be robbing all our energy and life, everything else behind, without noticing, without our notice. That's why people go enter into different kinds of gradually energyless and health, reduced health like that. In due course of time, they leave the body. But yeah, we have to acknowledge every moment and what is our destiny and understanding that we are not the body. That is Sarvam Jnana Plavenaiva Vrijinam Santarishyasi. One has to situate in the proper knowledge so he can cross everything. Though one is affected, Vrijinam Santarishyasi, he will easily cross this material science or this material body as well. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, that is from updates. And the devotees, any other updates you wanted to share, or we shall conclude and continue with further japa? Okay, we shall conclude. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna conscious day, everyone.
Hare Krishna.